Hey, how you doing? And welcome back to the channel. So today I'll be talking about the following. So I'm gonna be talking about what I need to be, what I believe that I need to be improving. First of all, I gotta improve, like, for the future. I gotta improve the way of talking, my way of talking. And another thing that I have to improve is a little bit of my style. So I need to improve a little bit of my style. I also need to improve my eye gestures. So my eye gestures have to be stronger. They have to be a lot more attractive, masculine attractive eyes. And also that happens by using my eyebrows, by using the eye behaviors, by looking around and not by looking at the other person all the time. Something else is my body orientation. So I've noticed this a lot. Like, my voice gets, or like my personality tries to assimilate to the other person. Let's say the other person is white. All of a sudden I'm talking a little bit white. No, that gotta stop, okay? That gotta stop completely. And whenever I talk, use one of my hands like this as I'm talking, because and I feel like this looks better like that versus like this. So when I'm talking, use one of my hands, and also use my face as I'm talking, and have my hands, they could go up here or go over there or whatever it is that they want. So another thing that I wanted to talk about is is my posture. So have a better posture. Another thing. Let me see what else. What is it that I wanted to improve? Eye behavior, also being mysterious, and also myself in fights and in arguments. So in arguments, so let me go over my argument strategy. So first of all, I have to realize in an argument is that the other person is not better than me. Okay, the other person is not better than me. I'm like them and better. Whether they're like males or I'm way better than them. Like, I'm like them and better. I feel like so I'm like them and better. All right. So that's the first thing I got. The second thing is that I am the stronger party. So they should be nervous of me. They should be scared of me. They should literally khafu minni. They should be scared of me. I shouldn't be the one scared of them or anything like that. Okay, that's thing number one. Thing number two is that say something really rude. Literally, I'm used to saying that to my family. I'm used to saying rude things to my family. So that them, there's no difference with them. Basically, there is no difference with them. With people can hurt me a lot less than my family, because people outside, they can't take my car away. Okay, I can call the security on them. I can call the security on my family. There's a lot of moral obligations that have to do with family in general. Generally speaking, my family always holds a more moral status. That is why there's a lot of things that I can't do to my family that I can do to people outside. So with people outside, ما عندهمش حاجة عندي. They don't have anything that I have to, like, respect them. There's no obligation towards people outside. So in arguments and at work or in school, like, don't cuss. But if it's like with other students, let's seriously cuss them out. I'm not even joking. Something else that I want to talk about, yeah, in an argument, say something extremely rude and leave right away. Because I don't have time for that negativity. I don't have time to actually just sit down and like reason out their negativity. I don't need to do that. So I'm gonna sit down like this. That's how I gotta sit down. So I don't need to sit down and reason out their negativity, people in general. And don't be afraid of what they might say to me. You know why? Because everything they say is stemming out of hate, is stemming out of low intellect, out of questionable intellect. It's all stemming from someone who's hating, who has the only reason that they're saying this shit is because of their hate that they have, because they want to be me, they wish to be me, they also think that they're deserving of my opportunity than I am. That's basically the reason. That's basically the reason why people would hate that. So basically, see where they're coming from in that regard, and cuss them out. Like, show them, because people do respect you when you cuss them the fuck out. Not that people are important. So if I were to go back and to realize all the times that I've been mad at myself, it's either that I've been really bad to my family or really good to people outside. It's nothing else. That is literally the pattern. It's been going from the start of time till now. Basically, that is it. So what I need to do is improve my rudeness outside, because realizing people can't do shit. They can't do shit. And honestly, they're starting out the fights most of the time. Most all the time they're starting out the fights. Get out my anger on them and go. Don't spend so much time with negativity. Like, that shit is overflowing. It's like literally, that's it. That's it. Just say something shitty, like, you stink, like that. And then you go. I go about my day, that's it. Don't waste my time ever. Don't ever sit down and waste my time by fighting with anyone. I don't need to prove anything. I don't need to say anything. I don't need to prove anything, but I need to say one thing, like, you're pathetic, like that. Like that. And mention flaws about them, even facial flaws. But and whenever I see a crowd or see people, I think, start finding their flaws. Start finding what they are lacking. And something else that I have to remember is that I'm a lot better than like, I'm better than everyone. Basically, I am better than everyone. Okay, so let me just sit a little bit like that. Let me see how I look like from the side. Yeah, another thing is that acting strong and having a way of talking, meaning that the way that I talk, don't be afraid to stutter. It's okay to stutter. Something else is that have always, like, sit back like this, okay? That's thing number one. Thing number two is that use one of my hands. I use a little bit of two of my hands, but use one of my hands, especially when I'm sitting or having a casual conversation. Whenever I'm having a casual conversation, remember, don't ever, 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 ever be fully paying attention on the other person. All right? Something else is, don't ever, 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 ever act like feminine. Act a little bit more masculine. Something else. What else? What else? Don't be afraid of what the other person might say. Legitimately, don't be afraid of what they might say, because I have to know myself. Once I know myself, I wouldn't care what this person would say or that person would say or this or that, or be worried, oh, look at this, what they think about me. Oh my God, the whole world doesn't like. I'm not a little kid anymore. That kind of thinking is really like a little kid. Legitimately, it's like a little kid. So what I need to do is basically realize that this is a kiddish way of thinking. If somebody disrespects, they're getting that disrespect right back because they're not respecting themselves. All the blame goes on the other person. If somebody makes a problem with me, something is wrong with them. All right? People, remember, don't ever look at people don't look at people from my perception of the world. Don't ever do that. And also, don't orient my body towards the other person at all. Imagine that this is the other person, and basically, that's how much I would look at them. And also, take my time as I'm talking. Really important. Take my time as I'm talking. In an argument, say something really rude. Say something really rude. And when something is being said at me, just take a pause and be like, what do I say? And think about it and say it. Seriously, think about it and say it. Yeah, and whenever I say something mean, and I don't need to be looking at the other person. Look away and say it. Yeah. جاي عبالي انحتك تمثال خسرك حجر مثل اللي بده يمين. Yeah. I'm gonna actually stop the video in a little bit after I finish. And also, when somebody says something stupid, just catch them on from the beginning. Catch them on from the beginning, legitimately. And look away and reconnect. Look away and reconnect. That is really important. Be me. And also, in casual conversations, I don't need to be really super duper nice. Be me. Like, act like. In general, those good-looking guys that I've seen throughout my life, they're unreliable. What they say they don't do. They lie about what they say. This is literally what I've noticed. Like, I've noticed a pattern. Like, they don't pay attention fully to the other person. Whatever the other person, like, they promise but they don't do. This is literally the definition of good-looking guys. Something that I wanted to talk about is, like, what I like about how I gotta act. He just like he comes in and nobody knows, and it happens that I'm talking about good looking people. So annoying. Anyways, stuff to improve. They're never ever like fully paying attention. They say they're gonna do something and they don't do it. And something else is that yeah, what else? Stuff that I wanted to just where is it? Also, don't behave in terms of my gender. Oh, based on my gender, I need to behave like that. No. Don't care whoever. Where is it? I think I had it before. I'm definitely literally. Okay, and also how I look like has nothing to do with how I talk at all. Oh, there it is. So stuff that I gotta add to myself. So the first thing is develop movie behavior. That's the first thing. They don't talk when mad. They don't talk when mad at all. Straight to the point, mean and confident in the same time. They don't accept all offers of rides or anything like that. They have great eye behavior and facial usage. They take pauses and take their time. They don't answer when they don't have to answer. When they don't have an answer, they just don't answer. Okay? They don't respond right away. They take a breath and talk. They don't respond right away. That's really important. They say, let's talk about it later. They change the topic. And also remember that something else is that when you look really good, you're going to get people that treat you really bad, as if people who are really good looking, they get to be treated exactly the same way as people who are actually very ugly, to be honest. And that's just what I've noticed, like, exactly, that's what it is. They say, okay, another thing that they say is, let's talk about it later. They change the topic, يتهربون, about emotional topics or anything like that. They just run away from that. They block phone calls and they don't answer when they don't want to. They put the red on button. Okay, they also behave confident in every circumstance. Even in fights, they behave very confident. They look straight in the eyes and they're like this, and they look around and they talk, They don't care to upset anyone. They put themselves first. They do very disrespectful, mean things and fully blame it on the other person. They do very mean, disrespectful things and fully blame it on the other person. They use face, hands, and eyebrows all together. They don't talk about their emotions with anyone. They don't volunteer any information. This is literally it.